What comes to your mind when you think of an ogre? Big, mean, scary, green? It was all very arbitrary until 2001 when Jeffrey Kindleberg released his animated film based on a ogre. Alright, I'm gonna restart, sorry. What do you think of an ogre? What do you think of...
Hang on, just stop and you can restart.
This is very hard, sorry. What comes to your mind when you think of the word ogre? Big, scary, mean, green. It was all very arbitrary until 2001 when Jeffrey Kindleberg released his animated film based on a ogre named Shrek. I don't know. I'm drawing a blank. I really am.
What's your note card say?
I need that piece of paper, to be honest.
Okay, but you're not to use this during.
I know. I feel bad. I just wrote this like last night. Sorry. Katzenberg.
Just don't say the name. If the name's what's throwing you,
Yeah,
don't say it. Just say when Shrek was released.
Alright. Whatever, I'll try again. What comes to your mind when you think of the word ogre? Big, mean, scary, green. It was all very arbitrary until 2001 when Jeffrey released his animated film based on the main character in the title, Shrek. Well, interestingly enough, Chris Farley was supposed to be the lead role in that film until his death in 1997. And that's when Mike Myers came in and replaced him and added his own twist with a Scottish accent. Well,
Academy Award.
What?
Academy Award.
Oh, Shrek was the first film to ever win an Academy Award for Best Animated Feature. This has a lot to do with how well they incorporated popular music, appealed to children and adults, and a choice and developed. I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't have it memorized. I really don't.
Okay.
I'm sick. I feel bad. It's a good speech if you read it. It's just.
That's great.
I just didn't have.
Mike, Vinny, Pauly D, The Situation, JY, and Snooki. All characters of the hit MTV show Jersey Shore that first aired on December 3rd, 2009. The show is filled with drinking, smoking, and most importantly, working out. It's not the image most would want for our youth and country, but some of us just have to deal with it. Growing up, we seem to have a lot of free time. Around 2.8 hours of that free time is spent on watching TV. The cast of the Jersey Shore is filmed by MTV during their daily lives, living their real life, and is usually spent most at the bar. It's hard to stay focused on the never-ending trips to the club with not much variety in what happens every night. Fights usually started, hair is pulled, and dragged on for a whole season, and it's just not the greatest thing to spend your 2.8 hours a day watching. MTV aims for realistic, but seems to leave out the most important thing of all of our lives, work. There's no plot, and a group of people with no other love than goofing off and catching the most embarrassing moments on TV. Just like a reliable clock, every night, you can count on the Jersey Shore crew to run to their closest bar. The Jersey Shore might as well have a checklist for each bar they go to, getting regularly drunk and in fights every night. That feeling you get when you think you've seen that episode, imagine that every single day you're watching the Jersey Shore. A small portion of that time I spent watching Jersey Shore was spent in amazement of the ridiculous personalities. Over the past few years, reality TV is becoming more fiction and Jersey Shore assured it as a group of normal people were given nationwide popularity, a house, a job they can't lose, and free living. I had no idea that happened to normal people. It's kind of hard to believe that people drive home from jobs, flip on the TV, and watch Jersey Shore for hours, forgetting the one place they just come from. The countless days that I've spent watching have not been in vain, though. Now that I've been given the chance to share my review and talk about the ridiculous, routinely embarrassing, unreal, real-life show called Jersey Shore. The Jersey Shore swept the nation with characters that entertained some and irritated others. For me, I believe it's shows like these that kick up laughs and insults at America as we push into a future where entertainment dominates our technology and is filling our time watching spiky-haired guys and whiny-haired women, the best way to leave a mark on our history.
Have you ever been at a crossroad in life? Have you ever been left alone or stripped of everything that you have? Have you ever had a friendship disappear? Have you ever had a relationship end? The movie Castaway teaches us three main life lessons. First, we are not masters of our own destiny. Second, it is not good to be alone. And third, not everything in the universe is eternal. Tom Hanks stars as Chuck Noland, a FedEx employee whose personal and professional life are completely controlled by time. His life comes to an abrupt halt when his plane crashes, causing him to become isolated on a desert island. His addiction to this fast-paced lifestyle takes him on a journey where he learns the importance of destiny, friendship, and most importantly, time. Prior to boarding the plane, he waved goodbye to his girlfriend. At the time, he believed that it was his destiny to make FedEx a wealthier and more efficient company. On the island, he realized he had no control over his life. After 4 years of adapting to this lifestyle, he stated, "I couldn't even kill myself the way I wanted to. I had power over nothing." No matter what you do or what you say, you cannot control the outcome of your life. Things happen, things change. Friends, family, teachers, enemies, and even ourselves do not have the ability to control destiny. Friends, family, teachers, and enemies only have the ability to keep us sane. On Castaway, he learned the importance of friendship and how it is not good to be alone. Genesis chapter 2 of the Bible states, "The Lord said, 'It is not good to be alone. I will create him a helper as his partner.'" Castaway does this by using a symbol of a volleyball named Wilson. Wilson was found in a FedEx box that floated to shore after the crash. Wilson was created by Chuck's handprint on the volleyball using the stain of his own blood. Wilson kept him alive, gave him hope, and provided him with the companionship he needed during his times of isolation. Losing Wilson teaches us the importance of their friendship and the bond that they had. And it also teaches us our third lesson, that not everything in the universe is eternal, including relationships. Today we're taught that love and life last forever, but a clock and time use these symbols to help us convey that. A clock is present when Chuck's girlfriend Kelly is first introduced. Kelly later on gives Chuck a watch before he boards the plane. On the island, the watch breaks, he loses track of time, and his relationship ends. This teaches us that even the most important things in life are only temporary. He states, "Let us not commit the sin of turning our backs on time." There he learned that life is precious, quick, and full of surprises. Time flies and we should not waste it on useless things. Castaway does a great job of helping us live the experience alongside Chuck. From the plane crash and the struggle that he has, we learn that destiny cannot be controlled. From a non-living object and the pain and loneliness that he feels, we realize that communication is one of the most important aspects of life. By forgetting time and seeing his relationship end, we realize that eternity is a myth only created to give us hope for the future. All in all, Castaway teaches us these three main lessons so that we may live better lives. Appreciate every moment you have on earth, even when life gets you down. Because no matter what struggles you're going through or how hard life is, at least you're not the one who's cast away.
I'm 15. I'm waiting in the 5th waiting room since the car accident. I can't eat without throwing up. My head is constantly pounding, and I'm sick of being poked, prodded, and questioned. I simply want answers to my current medical condition, and of course, I want to feel better too. To date, I've been to a traditional doctor, a homeopathic doctor, a herbalist, a gastroenterologist, and an allergist, but the answers to my questions never seem to present themselves. Like most people who suffer from an undiagnosed illness, I begin to question myself and my pain. Is it truly real? But I'm not alone in my suffering. As statistics show, 70% of Americans die from an undiagnosed illness, and 1 in 10 will suffer from one every year. The introduction of National Chronic Illness Awareness Week illustrates the enormity of this situation and the desire of individuals to educate others on the symptoms, causes, and the remedies. As with any problem, the key to success is finding the individual who possesses the ability to find the answers. I am certain that if Dr. Gregory House would have met me at any one of my appointments, my future would appear brighter than ever. For a television series to be successful, it must provide hope, educate, or entertain. When I was 15, I was diagnosed with celiac disease, uncommon food allergies, and gastroenterological issues. I know about suffering, as for many years, I was undiagnosed too. Fox's long-standing television show, House, is an inspiration to those of us who have undiagnosed illnesses. For many people, it is a comfort to know that there are others out there with the same discomfort. House is an unconventional, nasty, and drug-abusing doctor, but he also represents the doctor who will think outside the box. Even in cases when his patient dies, he continues throughout the autopsy to help future generations and find out other things about the illness. House is unwilling to give up, no matter how obscure that illness is. Hope is a powerful tool in trying to overcome any obstacle. When someone's diagnosed with an illness, they hope for a cure. And this show helps us hope for a cure. When you have hope, it leads to a positive attitude on life, and also that leads to living life to its fullest. Along with hope, this television show educates us on the diseases. Education is the primary focus of the hospital. Throughout the series, they cover almost all of the diseases, from celiac disease to mitochondrial disease and rare cases of pregnancy. They even outline the symptoms of stroke, heart attack, and food allergies. Even though these might not be 100% accurate, it still provides the audience the opportunity to learn about these causes and their treatments. Treatments and cures are often found with symptoms of humor or sarcasm. House is obviously not the typical well-groomed, egotistical doctor, but he is disgruntled with politics. He always puts his patients first, but he just wants to get the job done. Many times in the hospital, there are office relationships running rampant, from doctors flirting with each other, playing jokes, or even ignoring the rules of the hospital. House even told his doctors to break into his patients' homes, do illegal activities, or perform surgery without consent. As you can see, chronic illness is very important in America. As I said earlier, 1 in 10 people will suffer from a chronic illness, and 70% will die of one. Look around this room. There are 34 of us in here. That means 3 of us will suffer from an illness, and a staggering amount of 24 of us will die. I am sure that if you would watch Gregory House for 60 minutes a day, you could possibly help diagnose one of your friends and save them of the illness.